Coming up on this week's What's On, the Batman's out.
We've got an interview with the Riddler, Paul Dano, and Gordon, Jeffrey Wright.
We'll be catching up with last Saturday's epic Cineworld day. Hello and welcome to What's On at Cineworld. I'm Batman.
And I enjoy my 6th cup of coffee as much as the first. Dan Layton.
Well, you could have also said I'm Batman.
I'm not Batman. There can only be this is the Batman. He's not a Batman anymore, Ollie.
You're Vengeance?
I can be Vengeance. Yeah, I'll be Vengeance.
Sure.
I'm Vengeance.
I'm Batman.
I'm Vengeance. And together we are, like the X Factor. Remember that? Be like, I'm Dan, I'm Ollie, and together we are Dan and Ollie.
Hey, the Batman's out. That's far more important than whatever's going on over here.
I'm sat in the wrong side. It makes me feel weird. Yes, I am jet lagged.
The Batman is out today in 4DX, in Super Screen,
Quite.
in ScreenX.
Well.
And what I'm seeing it in just 3 days' time at the Leicester Square Cineworld.
Oh, hold on.
IMAX.
That's the one.
It's the biggest one.
Do you have a fave seat in the IMAX?
Well, it's as central as I can make it.
Okay,
yeah.
strong. See, I like the aisle for everybody else's purposes because I have a bladder the size of a pea. However, also, if you sit in the aisle, you can sort of just
stretch out
and let it wash over you. And I like to let it wash over me.
You're seeing the Batman today, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I will be going in IMAX. I'll be going in the big boy screen because I need it. I need it. So I'll be there with a cape. I'll put a cape on.
You're going to cosplay?
No, just I'm cold.
Yes, okay. It's just a new thing you're wearing.
Yeah, I'm trying to bring capes back. And a cowl.
And that's not a Batman thing?
No, it's entirely mine. Yeah.
Just a cowl and a cape.
It's all skincare. There's a serum inside
to see the Batman.
Yeah.
Unrelated. Well, you should go, and not only that, you should get an unlimited card. I'm seeing Batman on Sunday, you're seeing Batman tomorrow, but that's not the only time we're going to see Batman. We're probably going to see Batman upwards of
several times.
And the most cost-effective way to do that is with a Cineworld card, and there is a huge special offer that expires this Sunday, so you're going to want to sign up for it before then. It's a special Batman offer because if you sign up using the code Batman50, you will get 50% off your first month. And if you sign up with the code Batman10, you'll get 10% off the whole annual membership.
That's massive. That is, as deals go, I would say that is Batman-sized.
So get your Cineworld Unlimited card now.
Mine's in my pocket and my coat over there.
So shall we talk about the reviews?
If you'd like to.
The reviews have come out for Batman.
You just don't seem particularly excited about it.
They're pretty strong.
Yeah, they are. They're a lot across the board. 10s across the board.
There are a lot of people saying that this is not just the best Batman movie of all time, which is quite high praise considering
Very high praise.
Batman and Robin.
I was going to say George Clooney and his lovely bat nipples.
And the card.
Yeah. Oh, now that's a card.
There's that, but maybe even the best superhero movie, common general.
One of my favourite reviews that I saw was something that I would have written at film school, which it suggests that it picks apart the genre and plays with the very idea, the foundations of what the superhero movie is. And we've spoken about this, well, you weren't here, but we've spoken about this, Luke and I, a lot about, fatigue, superheroes, whether it be like Doctor Strange and how many people they're going to try and cram in at one go. You can get a bit like, oh, that's a lot. And we've seen, 26 Batman movie this past 5 weeks and all that stuff. The idea that this Batman movie is a game changer, is something fresh, is something entirely new, is delicious to me. I'm ready. I want it. I want it now. Tell me what people are saying, please.
Well, this is the 6th live-action theatrical Batman I've had in my lifetime.
What was your first?
Well, just from the amount of time I've been alive.
I'm trying to count mine.
The first one would be Michael Keaton.
What year was that?
1989.
Oh. I have 5.
You've only got 5? You little baby. So I've always wanted a particular kind of Batman.
Yeah.
And my Batman is Detective Batman. Of the comics, I read detective
I was going to say, why is that? Is that because this is what you were drawn to, the style?
It's just like the Batman animated series was my first real experience of Batman. So I like that noirish element to
Oh,
it,
yeah.
the more detective side of things.
Well, DC, Detective Comics.
That's what it stands for.
There it is.
And as you said, this is apparently a deconstruction of not just the superhero genre, but the noir genre as well, with
Yeah.
all the tropes that are included. Oh my word. And listen to this review from Cinema Debate. The Batman is immersed in dark undertones, not unlike Batman the Animated Series.
Well, that's literally written for paper.
It's the
that's
one.
literally written for you, isn't it? That's one where they've gone, what does Ollie want? I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to tell him.
Do you want to hear my other favourite?
Please.
My other favourite review
Do this one in the
is-
Batman voice.
Oh yeah, because I said it to you earlier. If Dark Knight is Batman's heat, this is Batman's 7.
It was unsettling when you first said it like that, and it's unsettling to me now. But I like the review.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some Groucho reviews.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm a massive Fincher fan, so I love all of that kind of Seven Zodiac extravaganza. Anything that's going to play with that, but with these with these characters that you've seen a million times in a different way.
Well, Paul Dano, his Riddler character, that is sort of meant to be like a Zodiac-style killer.
Yeah.
I've heard, because anybody who does a...
Wait, he's playing Ted Cruz.
Anyone who plays a Superman villain these days, after Heath Ledger's Joker, I think like people look at that as a potential Oscar nomination.
Well, it's the
nod.
yardstick, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, that's something that was like, that performance was so good and so iconic that it inspired, you know, a million cosplays and a million people, you know, just whacking up a camera and giving it some. If you're gonna take on a role like this, you need to really go for it. And so the idea that he's playing this character in a way that is, and the only other Riddler that we have in our attention is Jim Carrey's Riddler,
Which is a great Riddler.
I'm a big fan of that
in
movie.
a different end of the scale, though.
I was about, I think, 6 when that movie came out, so I had it on VHS and I was a big fan. I enjoy Jim Carrey's Riddler and like he's doing his Jim Carrey thing. The idea that this is taking something that I think of often, I don't think about it, but you know what I mean, that is very present in my mind, and doing something polar opposite, allowing me to experience this this character completely from a different angle, is very exciting. Same with all Colin Farrell.
Unrecognisable
jowls.
as the Penguin. Just to read a review of Dano's performance.
Please.
This is from Comic Book Movie. His work here is every bit as transformative and groundbreaking as what we saw from Joaquin Phoenix in Joker. And Digital Spy says Paul Dano makes the Riddler as terrifying as he is magnetic. It's a performance every bit as good as Heath Ledger's in The Dark Knight, and it will haunt your nightmares.
Yeah, I mean, from the reviews that I have read in full, he's really doing something quite insidious with this. Like, it's something that's going to be in from the first line. It's chilling, and I think that it's interesting that it's this. I think it's the same certificate as Joker, if I'm not wrong. BBFC, you know, they like to say who can go and see movies. The idea that it's playing with those same kind of tropes of, like, you know, the sort of ignored by society or whatever, and doing it in a really thoughtful and nuanced way is quite interesting. Yeah, I'm keen. I'm keen to see it 5 or 6 times, even though it's 3 hours long. If it's this good, I'll give you as many repeat viewings as you like.
Well, the runtime, you know, is quite intimidating.
Hefty.
But the reviews also say, oh yeah, by the way, that 3-hour runtime, it actually flies by.
Oh my gosh, so
And the film needs it.
Yeah, I've seen movies that are like 90 minutes long, which I think is the prime amount of a movie, but they feel like they're about 3 years long. So if you're gonna, whereas like Endgame, for instance, is the most recent 3-hour movie that I didn't notice happen.
What if you're comparing this against something like Zodiac, which is about 2 hours, 45 minutes long? That is just like a police procedural, let's find the killer.
Yeah.
We never find the killer and it's super frustrating, but doesn't that
Spoilers.
make it more meaningful? That's what this film is, apparently.
Yeah, and I think
That's
that
what I
it's-
want from a superhero movie. This is
if
so
you're gonna
different from
sustain
Marvel.
it the whole way through, be as long as you want. Yeah. Go on, I dare you. 4 hours. Try me. Do you think we might see a Batman versus Joker? This Batman.
Against Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I don't think they exist in... You'd have to open up some kind of multiverse device. And I don't think when Matt Reeves
It's never stopped us before.
When Matt Reeves has built this and sold the whole thing on the super grounded version of Batman. I don't think an old boombox from Darkseid's Realm of Apocalypse fits. There are plenty more reviews collated over at the Cineworld blog. The link is in the video description below, so go and check those out over there. While we throw to Olivia Terberg, who's interviewing Paul Dano and Jeffrey Wright.
Get into that. Got both of them.
Without giving away any spoilers, obviously, one of you is kind of playing a police officer and one of you is playing a villain. But I was just wondering if you thought there were any similarities between your characters.
Similarities between your villainous Riddler and my
that's
honorable Jim Gordon.
Interesting because the first conversation Matt and I had were about hero and villain and the two sides of trauma, and I don't know that it was in relationship to our friend Gordon here, but I do think that your question is a line that Matt Reeves was interested in the writing, and sort of, rather than it being just super black and white, let's protect the status quo, and it's kind of easy, there's heroes and there's villains. I think there's something more complicated at work, potentially, just in sort of the way that Batman is challenged by what the villain in this film is doing, or who he's going after, at least. So I like your question, and I certainly, the relationship of that to the Batman is something I thought a lot about while making it. I've not thought about it in relationship to Gordon. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that if you look at Gordon in kind of some of the later, more contemporary comics, there's an exploration of the private life versus the public that I find really interesting, and speaks to, in some ways, in the opposite of the kind of villainous arc, where the villain is acting on the trauma, and as well our hero too. But in this case, Paul, the Riddler, is driven by trauma. And I do wonder if within Gordon, as with many cops, who takes in trauma every day, practically on some level, I do wonder what that does to the individual.
They seem like nice people.
I like them.
Yeah.
I'd have them around for dinner.
Not in the sort of crazy psychotic Riddler style, but
It could be a themed dinner.
Jeffrey Wright's voice, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
You just look at him and he's like, you know some stuff.
Soothe me.
Yeah.
He speaks in jazz.
Yes, he does speak in jazz.
So the Batman was the hot topic of conversation at Cineworld Day last
Cineworld
Saturday.
Day.
I went down there with producer Rich, and we accosted people on Cineworld Day to say, hey, what's it like being back at the cinema? Hey, what have you missed in the cinema? Hey, isn't IMAX amazing?
You were live reporting in the field.
I was the Vox Pop.
Did you have a little vest on?
No.
That's a shame.
And we asked, hey, what movie are you most excited about? And they all said, The Batman. Because it's like the main trailer at the front of
It is the
Spider-Man,
moment,
which
yeah.
is what they watched. It was the Cineworld Day was the most admissions ever.
That's huge.
Cineworld have had
Ever?
650,000 tickets.
Oh my God.
That's like 1% of the population.
That's
right?
basically, at this point, that's like Wembley times 6 and a bit. 7.
I hope it becomes a regular thing, because I think, do that every year, and it's like a day for everyone to celebrate going to the cinema.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing about going to the movies that it makes it different from watching stuff at home is that it is that communal experience you get to share with loads of people. You get all the thrills and spills. Anything that makes people come out in their droves to just experience the joy of going to the pictures is a wonderful thing. And I'm ecstatic that so many people came out.
And here am I
Oh.
talking to... Actually, it's bad form to introduce yourself.
Okay, shall I do
So
it?
you should introduce me on location.
Here is a remarkable piece of reportage from our very own Ollie Davis.
I'm Ollie Davis, and I'm in Cineworld on Cineworld Day. Let's see what people have to say. So was this your first time back in the cinema after lockdown?
Yeah, after 2 years, holding up the kids for a long time. So, and we got Spider-Man, and my kid is a big Spider-Man fan. So we thought, why not try the IMAX as well? And it was Cineworld Day. Everything was perfect.
Is this your first time back at the cinema?
It is. It's the first time. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
And how did you find it, being back in the cinema after lockdown?
Well, going to IMAX there, it's the first time I've been to IMAX and watch like a blockbuster like Spider-Man was just incredible.
4DX, how was it?
It was actually really good. I really liked the movements and the wind and everything. Yeah.
So we've never been to 4D before, so it was first time.
So is this your first time going back to the cinema since lockdown?
It is the first time, and first time for us in 4DX as well. Never been 4DX before. How did you find the seats moving?
Funny.
And what about the water squirting out on you?
Funny too.
It's funny too, isn't it? You wasn't scared?
No, I'm not scared.
You saw Spider-Man in IMAX. How was IMAX compared to usual?
To be honest with you, I thought it was excellent to finally be back in a cinema. And when I was watching it, I literally thought to myself, this is why we go to the cinema, actually. IMAX. I honestly had this amazing experience where I thought, wow, the screen is huge.
How did you find 4DX?
Well, the effects were, they're amazing. It's like you're actually, we're in the film itself. So, yeah, it was a great experience.
You saw Spider-Man on IMAX. How was the bigger screen?
Well, I didn't expect it was going to be that big.
In there, I mean, we've never been to this particular one, and the screen was massive, and that was like fantastic.
Did you like the size of the IMAX screen?
Yes, it was amazing. Yeah, it was first time for the kids on an IMAX screen, so they enjoyed it. Yeah.
Which trailers did you like the look of?
Batman, that's coming up. That looks unbelievable. I think it's going to be quite an unreal movie. Hopefully I can go there next week.
Batman, but it looked a bit scary, didn't it?
Sonic.
Batman, I'm sure, when it comes out.
Yeah, Batman for sure. 100%.
Next week. How big would you say the IMAX screen is compared to a page of A4 paper?
At least double.
What have you missed about going to the cinema?
I think it's the whole kind of interactive experience, I suppose, as such. You know, it's, you've also got the other people's reactions as well. So when you're watching it on your own, it's a completely different experience to actually watching it in the cinema.
For me, watching the kids, their reactions as well. And it's nice to have that feeling of being in the cinema and everybody enjoying the moment together. So yeah, it was nice.
So those were people that just come out of the IMAX screening or the 4DX screening of Spider-Man No Way Home.
What I love about, again, another thing about this idea of Cineworld Day and getting people to the movies is that you get the chance to try a format that you've maybe been a little bit like, I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too, like, I was a 4DX skeptic because I've got a film degree and I like that. And then I went to see a movie in 4DX and I was like, this is a ride. This is delightful fun. I saw actually when they reopened in the summer, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in 4DX.
Whoa.
And it was like watching a movie that I know inside out in a whole new way. So anything that gives you the opportunity to try something a little bit new, try a different format, and see for yourself that actually it really adds to the movie-going experience, I'm all for.
And why not do it with the Batman to remind you again, IMAX.
Goodness.
Super Screen.
Gracious.
Screen X.
Great.
And 4DX.
Balls of fire.
And here's what else is out this week. Cyrano, the Duke, and Uncharted are out in cinemas right now.
As are Dog, Death on the Nile, Sing 2, and Belfast.
And also, right now, tickets to Sonic the Hedgehog 2 are on sale. They've literally just gone on sale, so go over there and buy them now in IMAX and 4DX.
And we have a special unlimited screening of The Phantom of the Open on Monday the 7th of March. Get your tickets now.
And the best way to go and see all of those is with the Cineworld Unlimited card. Remember, the offer expires this Sunday. Use the code BATMAN50 to get 50% off your first month, or the code BATMAN10 to get 10% off a whole annual membership. I have been a card carrier since 2010.
Ooh, I was 2013. When I first moved to London, it was the first thing I got. Yeah.
So go over there. It is a great way to enjoy movies. For now, that's all we've got time for this week. I'm going to see the Batman this weekend. Let us know what you think of the Batman in the comments down below, and head over to wherever you get your podcasts from to download the What's On at Cineworld show in podcast medium too.
Listen.
But for now, I'm Batman.
I'm Vengeance. And together we are.
See you next week.